We were going down this path, securing a site for a second fire station. It caused us to look at where we're at with our ability to provide services. And this all comes down to three different things. It's staffing, operational capability, and then it's the fact that this current fire station is just very non-contemporary. It was never designed to be a fire station that's operated 24/7. So as we looked at those three things, we realized that our personnel resources was a lot different. 2 years ago, we had 35 paid per call members in addition to our part-time and full-time. Today, we don't have those numbers. We are a product of what's happening nationwide. And so we're trying our best to recruit and retain, and we'll talk a little bit more about the grant that's helping us do that. But as the landscape changes, so must the plan. Operationally, we're getting better. The great work that our training division is doing with our new training facilities, we are starting to see the benefit of that on the fire ground. That being said, we've still got work to do. We've got a new hospital coming online. We've got an interstate that runs right through our district. We're finding that we're busier with technical rescue incidents as well. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of the equipment and the training for those disciplines. So we're starting to buy them. We're starting to send people to training. Unfortunately, we don't have a rescue truck that can carry all this equipment. And we can't put a bigger rescue truck in the current facility. The other thing that we continually discuss is our inadequate ladder truck that we currently have. Once again, we don't have a facility to store a taller ladder. We have over 117 buildings that are 3 stories or higher in this community. Our ladder truck with the setbacks, it's too short. And then as we looked at the current facility, there's just so many inadequacies here. There's no sprinkler system protection. There's no fire alarm, smoke detection. It's not ADA compliant. I mean, this building was built to house trucks, and that was pretty much it. Ventilation is not very good in our dorm rooms. I mean, it's very hot in the summertime, very cold in the wintertime. We have a training room that's also the hallway to get to the truck room. It's also the kitchen. We don't have a conference room, so anytime we have to have meetings, we have it in our training room, which people walk through continually. We have officers sharing offices, which is very difficult to do any kind of discipline or counseling. Before we expand the department into a second facility, we really need to refocus, look at this facility, create something that is appropriate for who we are today and who we're going to become tomorrow with our increased capability. I still think that the property that the city purchased out off St. Andrews, that property will be there when we're ready to expand the department. And that's exactly where that fire station needs to go. I mentioned the fact that we recently received a recruitment and retention grant. It's a federal grant, part of the SAFER program. It's a 4-year grant of about $725,000. This is actually our 4th recruitment and retention grant in a row. And all of those grants have been 4 years. Once we've concluded this next grant, we're going to have 16 years worth of recruitment and retention grants. And I think it's going to be close to $2 or just over $2 million that's injected into the fire department, which is phenomenal. I don't know any other fire department that has been that successful with recruitment and retention grants. So kudos to Chief Bill Smoke, one of our assistant chiefs. He's written all 4 of those grants and knocked it out of the park. It'll take care of salary. It'll also go towards purchasing fire gear for our new recruits. But the thing that's brand new with this particular grant is that we're going to be able to pay our paid per call members, our volunteers, stipends to spend time at the station. We have a culture in which people want to be here. From a volunteer standpoint, that's enticing. To belong to an organization where people treat you right and they coach you up and they make sure you're having a good day. They're looking out for your best interests. That's what I want to be a part of too. We really work hard on that. And so when it comes to recruitment, we don't just recruit anybody. So while we do have applications coming in, a quarter of them are probably the right fit. And once we started doing that, we found that we're having better luck retaining them. There's a lot of different things that we can do in order to retain people. Obviously, the way they're treated, that's huge, that's important, and that speaks to culture. But also, it's good equipment, which we have wonderful equipment. The city council has blessed us year after year with a good budget for wonderful trucks, good turnout gear. Part of that comes through our SAFER grant. Part of it comes through the city budget. Obviously, the facility, as we were talking before, I think that could go a long way towards recruitment and retention. But there's so many other things. Not only are we going to be able to use funds to provide stipends for our pay-per-call members, but we're also going to stand up a program to where some of our more senior officers, like our assistant chiefs and our captains, we're going to have a department vehicle that they can take home. And so they can respond to building fires or complex incidents along with our on-duty crew. So that's going to be good, give me a little bit of a break. Not only that, but it will also spread the wealth and get some of those command staff more experience in running those kinds of incidents. So with regard to our training facilities, it started out with one Connex box, one shipping container that we could store props and have a place down at the streets department to go and train, which now we have 7 shipping containers at the streets department, and those are all tied together. So it's a 3-story, probably close to 2,400 square foot building with stairs, a balcony, parapet wall on top, deck, and we have the ability to change things up inside it. So it's never the same. It's largely a training facility that was done by our members. It's exceeded our expectations. It's a wonderful facility. We also have 3 Connex boxes, but wastewater, and that's our facility that we actually burn in. So the facility we have at the streets department, we don't burn in that. It's largely for foundation level skills, ladders, hose deployment, aerial operations, pumping. The facility at wastewater, though, we burn in that. Anytime we get new recruits, a couple times a year, just for refresher training, we'll light fires in that facility, and we'll get people in there so that they stay acclimated to what that heat feels like. So not only the city, but the Firefighters Foundation here, that is our fundraising arm, have come together and really created a really cool project. And that is going to provide for training for this department for years and years to come. Phenomenal addition to the fire department.